This is Rugby Merlin and welcome back to the channel. So as the teams line up, Aldrit, who is a great player, and Murat coming back from injury, captains for the sides. And you can sense from the start this is going to be a big game. La Rochelle are the defending champions, so it's going to be a big ask for the Stormers. Let's see how they go. It's all Stormers for the first 10-15 minutes of the game, and La Rochelle is just hanging on. Libok kicks a penalty, but it's blowing a gale, it seems like, inside the stadium. So kicking off the tee especially was like a big issue throughout the match. But Stormers do take an early lead, 3-0. Both teams are throwing it about, and they're trying to start at 100 miles an hour. And maybe the Stormers are a little bit more pragmatic in terms of their kicking game. It was pretty good out of hand, especially in the first half. And the execution is not quite there for La Rochelle, and they look a little bit out of sorts. Stormers take an early lead. La Rochelle are lacking a little bit of experience in the front row there, at loose head in particular. Both their starting loose head and their bench loose head, both very inexperienced players. And Stormers make the most of that and get a couple of free kicks, penalties, and they go to the corner. Now they've had all of the pressure in the first 10-15 minutes, so they really need to get some points from it. Stormers kick to the corner, and it's well defended by La Rochelle a couple of times on the rolling maul. Eventually, which I think was the correct decision, Stormers do go for a goal, and Libok gets another penalty, and it's 6-0 to the Stormers. In that period of play, Skelton, who's the giant in the second row for La Rochelle, very cynical play by him, and La Rochelle were guilty a little bit, I think, of being offside quite a lot in this match, and some they got pinged for, some they didn't, but this was so blatant that Skelton gets a yellow card, and that plays right into the Stormers' hands, and so they are well and truly in the driving seat now. La Rochelle do make an effort to get back in the game, but a bit of magic from Libok, and acceleration off the mark is incredible, and he cuts open the La Rochelle defence, feeds it inside, and Willemse with a nice step gives the ball to Yankees, running that inside support line, which is so crucial, it seems, in rugby today, and I guess it always has been. And he gets over easily and for a try under the posts. It's converted, and it's 13-0 now to the Stormers, so a great lead for them early on. Skelton comes back on, and La Rochelle really need to wake up now and make this match a contest, because at the moment they're way off the mark. So La Rochelle have basically lost every contest so far this match, and the only player really who seems up for it in the first half is Botia, the Fijian 6, who is absolutely everywhere, and he's keeping La Rochelle in the game with his carries, his defence, and particularly his turnovers. And you're just wondering now, can they get that crucial psychological advantage and get a score before halftime? Unfortunately for the French team, they can't, and great defence from the Stormers, and they see out the half, and they're well and truly in the lead and in the driving seat in this game. So second half starts with Stormers well and truly in the lead. La Rochelle come out 100 miles an hour, but somewhat against the run of play, the Stormers do get a penalty. It's kicked, and now it's 16-0. So a healthy lead against the La Rochelle reigning champions. La Rochelle do respond well though, and some good forward work from them, and they power over for a try. It's what they deserve really, and they fight their way back into the match, and then now it's 16-7 because it's converted. So game on early on in the second half. Lots of penalties given against the Stormers, and that really does shift the momentum to La Rochelle. They do get another a score, and it ends up being 16-10, and more bad news for the Stormers, and Amani, who is a substitute, a loose forward substitute who's come on. He gets injured, and they have to bring another player off the bench, and that 6-2 bench is looking like a good decision now because lots of the forwards are going off injured. Another Stormers player goes down with a head knock. This time he gets his head the wrong side of Will Skelton's leg, which is not advisable, and takes a pretty bad head knock, and he gets up after it, so fair play to him. But he has to go off for a HIA, and everything just seems to be going against the Stormers at this point. And La Rochelle make the most of it and get over for a try, and now it's 16-17 to La Rochelle. So they're looking pretty good at this point. So the referee looks like he's swallowed the whistle because he's absolutely blowing up for everything. And it's usually against the Stormers at this point. And I think referees do tend to favour the attacking side, but in the second half he really did punish the Stormers, and he almost like took the contest out of the game because he was blowing up so much. Fair play to the Stormers, though, they do fight back, and they get over for a beautiful looking try, but no, a dreaded TMO comes into it and is brought back for a knock on, and it's such a crucial point in the game. And Stormers, fair play to them, they did fight back, but they were denied the try on this occasion. La Rochelle make the most of the advantage from the yellow card that was given against the Stormers, and they get over for a pretty simple try, getting good forward work, and it ends up being 21-16. So Stormers just need a converted try to take the match, and it's been a game of two halves without doubt. The referee finally gives a penalty to the Stormers, and seems like La Rochelle really have been offside a few times in this period of play, but the referee finally pings them for like a blatant offside, and La Rochelle living by the skin of their teeth now because the Stormers are really coming after them in this last 10 minutes. More drama though before the end of the match, and the La Rochelle players look like they've got their defence sealed up, but Willemse makes a great break down the left wing, cuts inside, steps off his left foot, and almost gets over. La Rochelle player kills the ball, gets a yellow card. So you're thinking now, okay, can the Stormers get something out of this match? Can they steal it at the end? The Stormers pile on the pressure, and it's really dramatic finish to the match. Libok puts in a crossfield kick and is picked up, and Stormers score a try, but they need the conversion, and it's pretty far out. The guy did his best to bring it in, but it's been incredibly windy, like spiraling wind all day. So Libok has the kick to win the match, just as he did in a pool phase game. I actually couldn't watch the kick. It was so tense. I was pacing around the room, and I was just listening to it on the earphones, unfortunately, Libok missed it, and he took it on the chin like he always does. But a bit of a disappointment for the Stormers. I thought they showed great bravery and guts to fight their way back into the match in the second half. Everything was going against them, like injuries, the referee decisions. But they did really well, and ultimately they earned themselves the opportunity to take the match. But La Rochelle, the reigning champions, are a very difficult team to put away. Even going down to South Africa, they managed to get the win when they maybe didn't deserve it. But the Fijian number 6 was absolutely immense for them. Particularly in the first half, he really kept them in the game with his big plays, his turnovers especially. And I thought Libok played really well. Unfortunate for him, he missed the kick to win the game there at the end. But the Stormers looked very dangerous out wide, and a very close and tight game again between these two great clubs. So La Rochelle progress on to the quarter-final phase, and hard luck to the Stormers. I thought they showed great great character to fight their way back into the match and give themselves a chance to win it at the end. Wasn't to be, but they'll be back next season, so let's see how it goes. Thank you very much for listening, and please check out the next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.